So we'll start chronologically. Okay, so Black Sand says, I'd like to see the first book you published. Okay. So we'll go through with that. All right. I got, like I said, I've got four full short boxes here. I think one of them is mostly full of the print on demand stuff. Now this is and this is funny because I had signed a bunch of these back in the day when I was selling them. And then as I was running low, because I signed the whole stack, like I signed everything when I did the print on demand stuff for my own books. And I was like, maybe I should keep one. But at that point, they all had my signature on it. And I was like, that feels kind of weird to keep my own book with my own signature on it. But at any rate, this is the case. So this is the very first book Alterna ever published. Wow. And if you guys can see, so there's my signature on it. This is from 06. You can see the signature, the date is on there too. I painted the cover. This book is a book that today, if it came across my email, I'd be like, oh, you got like maybe 10 more years of work in you. It's a kind of book. Apologies to anyone out there who may have it and really likes it. I appreciate you, but this would not have flown into being published. But this was the first thing I ever did. I was like 20 when I started working on it. All right. 21 by the time it came out, and I published it. But it's got a different Alterna logo on it. Oh yeah. That's not the Alterna logo we all know. That is the very, very first Alterna logo that I didn't take it too seriously at this point. This was just a thing to get my own stuff out, Alterna Comics. It was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, but that looks pretty good. I mean, that looks pretty sharp, Pete.
Yeah, it's not too bad in terms of the graphic design. I mean, but on the inside, it's pretty bad. All right, so let's open it up.
Oh, nice. Look at that case. I like that.
Yeah, I love these things. I can't find any more of them, though. This is like 10 years ago I found them at, like, I think Michael's or AC Moore.
And you went through Kablam. I could tell you went through Kablam.
Yeah, through Kablam at the time.
Yep.
And so I opened it up with like a splash page.
Boom!
There's like a big door explosion thing going on. And then from here on out, it's atrocious. It's atrocious. Man. It's so bad. It is so like this is your first comic, and you can tell.
Yeah, big panels. Yeah, big panels.
Big panels. Crazy lettering everywhere. I was trying to go for almost like comic book, like story illustration. Combined. I was all about splash pages. And graphic design. I went to school for graphic design, so I was all about maybe I'll do something like that. And I worked on it chronologically. Okay. So by the time I start getting to more like the end of the comic, things start getting a little bit better, but it's still pretty bad.
Wow.
But as you can see, it starts looking more like a comic.
Yeah, and you did the reverse type. Was it the inverted type?
Yeah. But this is the kind of thing that, like, this is what I talk about too when I'm saying that there's a learning experience from everything you do. So even though I sold maybe like 200 or 300 of these, because we went back to print on it twice, because the second printing has the updated Alterna logo that's more similar to the one we have today. But that was the second Alterna logo for a while. And then it saw an issue 2 as well. That was this one. The second issue is a bit better, though, than the first, but I'm not going to dive into that because we have a lot to get into. Yeah. But that's what I'm talking about, though, when people say, oh, I mean, if I start on this thing, I'm not like that great at it. And who's going to like it? Who's going to want it? When you just kind of convince yourself that, oh, I shouldn't even try. Yeah. You never know where it's going to take you, because that learning experience of me doing that comic, I was like, you know what? I really like the more I went, because I came from painting big when I was in school. I was painting big for like 40 years. Like the smallest thing was like 36 inches tall. Wow. Whoa. So then to work on like a comic and work with like pen and ink again and pencil, it just was really weird trying to do it. I should have just probably painted the whole thing. Sure. Because the covers were painted. But that learning experience taught me, okay, I'd rather write and letter than draw a comic and do sequential art. I'd rather do, these kinds of things and then hire someone that I like their art and that they want to do that. And then we can do what we like to do. And then it also taught me, once everything got out there and I started talking to other people, that other people were just looking to get their stuff out there too. Yeah. So every single thing, you never know where stuff is going to take you.